When Rudolf Diesel tested his compression engine in 1893, a powerful new type of engine was invented. Today, a new focus has emerged due to the diesel engine's one unwelcome feature: its exhaust. A new regulation has been introduced by Metro Vancouver, which oversees air quality in the Lower Mainland. Its aim is to reduce diesel soot in the air.
The regulation is focused on non-road engines that don't travel on highways. The dirty, older engines are required to register, label those engines, and pay a fee based on the amount of horsepower of the engine.
The regulation targets engines made in the 1990s and earlier.
The costs start small. We intentionally started the fees small, and they ramp up over 5 years to a significant level.
The primary reason for the regulation is human health.
The particulate matter that's released from diesel engines is very small, less than a micron in diameter at some point, and that means it's maybe 70 times less the diameter of a human hair.
About 2/3 of all cancers from air contaminants are due to diesel, and that's in the Metro Vancouver region.
Inside your airways, you have microscopic hairs called cilia, and they sweep continuously to take large particles up to your throat. But if you're breathing in very small particles, then those particles are too small to be caught by the cilia and the mucus. Those tiny particles lodge themselves in the air sacs that make up your lungs, and they get absorbed quite quickly into the blood, causing damaging effects to the heart, to lung tissue.
Southwest Contracting is one business affected by the non-road diesel regulation.
We started solely as an excavation company with a few pieces of equipment, and over the 40 years we've grown.
In an industry that is still recovering from the recent economic slump, they feel the time frame is tight.
Some of these compressors, for the engineering that would be required to repower them and bring them up to date, would almost exceed the price of replacement. We probably got between 20 and 25 pieces of equipment that we have to address.
It's forcing us to do things at considerable expense.
Nobody likes to pay fees, that's for sure. What our fees are essentially doing is letting the industry see a small portion of the cost that society is bearing in terms of health impacts, and help them to take external factors into consideration.
Like many affected companies, Southwest plans to pay the registration fees as replacement machines are phased in. After 3 years, 80% of the fees will be paid back when machines are retired or repowered.
The rate of change in the emission standards over the last 15 years has been dramatic.
If you took a diesel engine from the mid-90s to now, it'd be night and day difference as far as pollution levels. It's significantly improved. The most obvious change is the exhaust after treatment system. It's like having a catalytic converter on your car, yet there's a burner system that would burn out all the carbon into a non-toxic fume.
Eventually, every piece of equipment that you purchase is going to meet that regulation anyways, so we might as well just be one of the first out of the gate.
You can go to our Metro Vancouver website. What you'll need is the size of the engine, the year, as well as the serial number.
Companies that register, as Southwest has done, receive a decal indicating the tier level of the engine.
We do not charge the general taxpayer. It's fully funded on the fees. Those fees go to pay for the costs of the electronic registry as well as our enforcement officers.
There are an estimated 3,000 pieces of equipment needing registration in the Metro Vancouver area. The website for registration is metrovancouver.org/non-road diesel.